Hey everyone, so I'm still in Rochester, about to leave out of here. It's just not working out. I'm still the black sheep of the family, always have, always will be. Doesn't matter what I say, doesn't matter what I do. I could try to prove myself until I'm blue in the face. And I'm still the black sheep, still in the mud hole, still casted out. Because I don't conform to their ways of thinking, to how they want me to be in their minds, in their eyes. Okay? So I'm done. 30 years old. I don't need them. I really don't. The most they could have done, and here's the thing, because I'm not vaccinated, I'm not allowed to come up in the room and hang out and to at least wash up. Instead of driving 3 miles to Planet Fitness, 3 miles back, right? Two or three times, like once a day, probably for three or 4 days straight, right? I can't afford that, and they of all people should know that. Everything is being paid for. They have the luxury. They could at least say, "Hey, I don't care what the rules say. You're my son. You're part of my family. I want to see you do good. I want to see what's best for you. I'm gonna make sure that you stay clean, and and that you can see us." That's all they had to do. I wasn't asking for much, just to wash up, just not to have to drive like 3 miles there and 3 miles back. You know what I'm saying? They're saying, "Oh, because we offered you this food and blah, blah, blah." They're trying to rub that in my face. I can go to Holiday right across the street and with my Maryland food stamp card. I can pick up something to eat. I can go to Hy-Vee. I can go to Cub Foods. I can go to Walmart. I got food in the refrigerator, in the freezer, and the little drawer. I got snacks. I got drinks. I don't need food offers. I can get food all day, every day. That's the issue. And they're trying to say that because we're offering you this and, that you should appreciate. Yeah, I appreciate the gesture. But guess what? I can get that by myself. I got here by myself. The only thing I just didn't want to do was have to go all the way to Planet Fitness and take a shower and drive back, because that takes almost a gallon of gas in this van. They go 6 miles. It takes almost half a gallon, or a little more than half a gallon, because you're waiting for the lights and stuff. This van is a major gas consumer, and it's heavy. This van didn't. If it was empty, yeah, I would get like maybe 15 miles per gallon combined, city and highway. I'm not getting that. I'm getting like 10 or 12 max. So to go 6 miles, that's half a gallon to a little more than half a gallon. And half a gallon of gas at these prices here, it's $3.84 across the street. That's more than $1.50. That's money that I'm not getting coming in right now. I don't have money. Money's going out right now. I don't have money coming in. Not until I get down to Waterloo and try to work that median. I may make $20 to $40 again. I made $45 the other day, before I came up here. So I just got lucky. It doesn't mean it's gonna happen. I just got lucky. I just got blessed. It was meant to happen at that time. It may not happen, and that's the thing that I have to realize. So they're saying that I'm looking for a handout, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, I'm trying to use them and everything. No, if anything, they're the ones using the system. They're the ones using the system. And my sister used the system. Technically, she's not even a guest here. Her name isn't even on the register. So they're letting her do whatever, but yet me, I gotta fend for myself. It doesn't make any damn sense, does it? And that's why I'm just like, fuck it. I'm done. I told them I wouldn't hesitate to let you guys come to my home and use my shower. I wouldn't care what you... it wouldn't bother me. That's the thing. And I wouldn't even bring it up in a future argument saying, oh, well, the way you're treating me now, well, I was nice to you, and this is how you treat me. I don't do that. I don't get spiteful with people. I just don't do that. It's not in me to tell somebody that, to say, I've done this, I've done that for you. And yet they are doing it, just not in a very subtle way. Very subtle way. They're not, yeah, they did say directly, and now they're like kind of in a subtlety right now, saying it, and then I should appreciate what they've done so far. They didn't even scratch the surface. That's the thing. They didn't scratch the surface. You know, just by saying they're, you know, that food they brought down was from the hotel. It came from that breakfast. I could have walked in at 9:30 in the morning. I could have grabbed the breakfast if I wanted to, and the hotel wouldn't really care. They apparently they let a local homeless woman stay in there, in the lobby. I saw her. She was sleeping on the table, you know, with her head down, and then she woke up and grabbed the coffee, and then she walked back out, you know, and did her daily thing. So, you know, the hotel is aware of situations like that, and they don't care because it's nothing to them. It costs them absolutely nothing, right? They're making their money by people actually staying here, right, for days and days and days, weeks, sometimes, because this is near the Mayo Hospital, it's near Mercy Hospital, and people have surgeries and other procedures done, and I respect that, and that's cool, and I'm glad they are. I want them to live, you know? And that's where this hotel is making their money. It's actually two hotels in the same building. It's two separate ones. So they're making their money there, you know? So by them serving up a little breakfast to like a homeless person or somebody at a disadvantage, I mean, it costs them nothing. And that front desk guy, I could tell he's pretty blasé and cool. The way he was talking with several people last night, he was very, very genuine and very nice to people. And that's a good thing. I want to see people like that working in places like this. I wouldn't want to see a closed-minded, but arrogant, nasty sounding person working in a place like that. No, I wouldn't want that. They don't belong in customer service. You know, like, you know, when I helped at CC's, I didn't get paid. I got paid by my friend Orlando, $20, probably $30. That's it. I'd be there from the time that he would show up to work all the way after closing. Sometimes we wouldn't leave till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, cleaning, and he'd be doing his paperwork. I helped to put the chairs up on the tables, sweep them off the floors. Just kind of get things a little situated for the very next business day. We would come in. I fill up the ice machine and make sure all the, you know, boxes of soda are in place, to make sure it, bring stuff up from the cooler to the salad bar, to the refrigerator by the salad bar. Even sometimes even just throw a couple pizzas together, get them on the buffet, you know, before opening and before the person would come in that was assigned to that task. I mean, I did a lot, like way beyond what I should have. Way beyond the call of duty. I went way above and beyond. And that's what people don't realize about myself. I go above and beyond for the smallest, minuscule amount of money or appreciation. A lot of my stuff goes unappreciated. But that's the thing. My friend Orlando Mendoza, he is the most sweetest, awesome person ever that I've ever met in my entire life. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this van. I wouldn't be driving. And that's what I mean by not having this van. I wouldn't be driving. I wouldn't have the knowledge, the skill, the ability to drive, the ability to have a vehicle to drive with. He went so above and beyond with taking the risk of letting me use his van to sleep in and drive around it with no license. That is an extreme risk. I don't think I would even risk that for somebody else. But he did. And would my dad ever do that? Would my sister do it? Nope. So that's the thing. And that's why I'm making this vlog right now. Because that's what's on my mind. And when I speak to people like, you know, like yourselves, I can speak a lot fluidly and with the clairvoyance, right? I can't speak to my family, that I try, and they're basically a one-track mind. I'm not that kind of person. I don't believe in a one-track mind. I really don't. I believe in my heart. I'm not a one-track minded person. It's just I know when there's bullshit, and I know when I need to say, nope, stop, just done, So, but I do go in with a very open mind, and I go in there and I do listen. I hear what they say. I really do. But I have to give an immediate response. So they say that I'm interrupting. No, I'm giving an immediate response before I forget what I need to say in response to what they're saying. So I'm doing what you call like a duplex conversation at the same exact time. I have the ability to actually do that. A lot of people don't know that. Me and my girlfriend do it all the time. It works. But she actually does stay quiet. She lets me speak. And when she speaks, I'm pretty quiet. But then again, like I said, I hear what she's saying, but I'm just responding right away because I can't process it and then speak. I process it as it's being spoken, and then my response is according to what's being spoken right at that exact moment. So that's how my mind works. It's something that it's a weird thing why it works out. I wish it didn't. I wish I had more of a ability to hear the conversation, mull it over, and know exactly what to say after it's said. It's hard for me to do that. I've always been that way ever since I've been a little kid. So, but I've learned to live with it. I learned to grow with it, and it works. I've had no other complaints, but them, And what I mean by them, keep pointing that way because the hotel's right there, so it's to my left. But yeah, I'm serious, everybody. I really just want to make a marathon run to go back home. At least get back in the area. I mean, I can wash my clothes at Pilot. I got a bunch of stuff that needs to be washed right now, and I could do that at the Pilot. I got one free wash and dry, like I showed you in a short where you sign up for it. The CSC Pay by mobile, and they give you one free wash and dry. And I have my debit card attached to it, so that way I can just punch in the machine number, or it gets my location. I punch in the machine number, and then it just transmits it to the machine and lets it start. After you select the cycle, then you do your thing on the app, and you press start, and it just works. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I'm just not like my dad. I'm nothing like him, and I never will be. I'm me. I'm damn proud of being who I am. I'm an independent person for the most part. Just not financially. It's just never gonna happen. It's just something that is out of my control. I accept it. It is what it is. Other people have accepted it for the most part, and I'm very thankful for that. But like I said, I'm always willing to work. As long as I got something that is within my capability, or something that they're willing to let me take a chance on, and they're taking a chance on, yeah, I'll be happy to do it. Like Steven, I did a valve cover job for his 2003 Ford Taurus. Never did one. Never. He said, hey, as long as you do it right, you'll get paid. And guess what? There was no complications. It took me several hours. It took me like 5 hours, but I was very meticulous at the job. I cleaned the intake passages out with paper towel real good. I took a blower and I blew the dirt and the dust that could have gotten in there. I took the spark plugs out. I took paper towel. I cleaned the spark plug wells out. And I blew that out. I mean, I meticulously cleaned that engine as best I could. And I used Scotch-Brite. I cleaned the gasket surfaces very good, like just nice and shiny again. Made sure that there's no like oil residue or gasket residue or whatever from the old valve covers and everything. And guess what? His car ran a lot better. I looked at the live data. The fuel trims are so much better, close to zero, versus like 3-4%. Or no, I think it was like 10 or 12% higher. So yeah, after I did my intake gasket job, it actually made my van run better too, because the old gaskets were starting to leak, you know. But yeah, I take pride in the work that I do for very little money, and my family don't know that. They don't understand that. They think that I'm just trying to get a handout, that I'm just trying to freeload and this and this and this, you know. No, if I qualify for the services, I qualify for the services, and that's legitimately. You know what I mean? And they can't say that I'm trying to use the system. No, I qualify for these services. It's legit. So they can't try to tell me something different. It's all legit. You know? I don't understand it. They have what you call the redneck line of thinking. They want to think what they want to think. They want to believe what they want to believe. They don't have an open mind. They just can't see it. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I'm glad I live on the East Coast. There's you know, the people out there are open and honest and kind, and you know, people there are just so much better. You know, they really are. People back in Wisconsin, they all have this small town redneck mentality, and I just don't like it. I can't stand it. You know, those are the kind of people that I just don't associate with, period. I need people that I can have conversation with. Like the one guy, Matthew, that comes to Starbucks in Chevy Chase. I could talk to him very well. We get along really good. He's only 1 year right older than me. So that's probably another reason why, too. Because we could see like eye to eye because there's such a big age gap, you know. But at the same time, you know, it's just the demographics, it's the area, it's the people, you know. If you live in a different demographic like area, you're going to be treated different. You know, it's how it is. I mean, I like big cities. I like the big city attitude. I like the people that live in the big cities. I can get along with them just fine. I know how to speak their language. I know how to get along with them. It comes automatic. I don't think about it. You know, I realize it later on. But at that moment, I go with the flow, you know? And if I think someone's being disrespectful, I either say, sorry, but, you know, we cannot talk right now. Or I walk away, or I say, look, you know, just leave me the fuck alone. You know, I match their level, right? So if their level is getting higher, mine goes higher. If their level goes lower, mine goes lower. Their level is neutral, mine's neutral. I always believe in 50-50. I don't do one-sided. And I don't want people to do one-sided, you know, with me. You do mutual at that same second, every second. Right? My dad says that I made him mad. That I'm making his blood pressure go high. I'm like, no, Dad. You choose to do that. It's your choice to be upset. It's your choice to be angry. I can't make you physically do that. I can't make you do anything at all. You know? But he doesn't understand that. He thinks that I'm making him so mad. And then my stepmom tells me to shut up. That's when I hung up the phone. That's not being disrespectful. That's just, you know, that's just knowing what the limit is. And that's setting the limit. That's saying, look, the moment you say shut up is the moment that I don't talk to you. Period. Because you're disrespecting me at this point. I will have a conversation with you. Just don't tell me to shut up. And don't tell me what to do. I didn't once tell them anything what to do. At all. Never commanded them to do anything. Never even asked them for, you know. So I don't know. I just want to get back to Maryland as soon as possible. Well, just to the area. I want to see my girlfriend as soon as I can. So, I don't mind staying up in the van. I mean, I can do it in Chantilly with no problem. You know, I mean, I'll still go to Planet Fitness and take my showers and stuff. You know, and I'll still do my thing on the median. That's the main thing. You know, and hopefully somebody says, "Hey, can you do my brakes? Can you do my oil? Can you give me a tune-up?" Can you come to my house and replace an outlet for me? Can you help me install a stick of RAM in my laptop or my desktop? Can you install my operating system? Could you help me to set up this closet? You know, just I have to feel comfortable with it. If they're telling me that this and this and this, but they can only afford so much, I have to think about it. But it comes pretty quick, and I say, I don't know, because that's a little too much now for the little bit of pay, and I know my worth now at this point. And when price is going up, I have to reflect that also. I can't work cheap, but I can't work expensive either, okay? So that's the thing. If you want me to work for you, I'm happy to do it. It has to be very reasonable, and I leave it up to that person. And if our numbers match, or they're very close to each other, the number that I'm thinking and the number that you're thinking, if they match, I'm okay with that. As long as they match or they're very, very close, I'm okay with that. Just can't be too far off. I'm not going to say how far off it's going to be, because that could be different. It could depend on how I feel, depends on how well I know you, depends on what's being done, depends on the area, a lot of factors. Wow, that person cut pretty close to me here. Like making a U-turn, they almost took the corner of the van out because they're in such a rush. All right, well, when we get out this thing, I need to get prepared to get out of here. It's getting late. I gotta make a head start. I got about 2 hours to go to pilot. Flying J in Waterloo, and then I'll go from there. So, all right, everybody, take care and just pray for me. Wish me luck. And yeah, see you later.